Hello, and welcome to my movie review of Birth. It's an oldie. The movie came out the year 2004. I almost forget about this movie. However, I recently revisited the movie to see how it's holding up after 20 years. So, here's my take on it now. Jonathan Glazer's Birth is a haunting, polarizing meditation on love, grief, and obsession, anchored by Nicole Kidman's fragile yet magnetic performance. The film thrives on atmosphere, ambiguity, and quiet tension rather than clear answers or traditional thrills. Its hypnotic style and refusal to show its hand make it both striking and frustrating. A man dies. A child is born. An enjoyable movie that leaves you wondering about the central question until near the end. Well structured. A bit too much silence from intelligent people when there should be more questions asked, but that was okay. The ratings on this film are a travesty. Amazing film, amazing acting, insane storyline, has stayed with me weeks after, some absolute genius moments. Glazer strikes again, baby. If you can allow yourself to trust it through its surreal and at times uncomfortable themes, then it's quite a ride. Peace out, Jonathan. Thank you for another total mind-blending slice of something so unreally real. As with all of Jonathan Glazer's work, this movie isn't what it appears to be at first glance. Much like Sexy Beast wasn't really a gangster movie, though it had lots of gangstery tropes. Birth isn't really a movie about paranormal phenomenon, mystery, or reincarnation, but about enduring love, loss, psychological damage, grief, despair, and the impressionability of young children. Much of the story of the movie is told reading between the lines, rather than being stated overtly. For example, the relationship between Sean, who dies, his brother, and his brother's wife is barely touched on, but is hugely impactful to the story and on all the characters. Nicole Kidman is superb, as is Cameron Bright, expertly walking an ethical line for the sake of asking questions about the depth of love. Glazer produces a visually astounding, impeccably scored, and thoroughly compelling work that no doubt took supreme ambition and nerve to make. Kidman's performance is masterful, as is that of the young Cameron Bright. Their scenes in which they attempt to mentally dissect each other are as interesting as anything in recent memory. The premise is hard to swallow, but if you're willing to give yourself over to the experience and truly give thought to what's happening in the characters' psyches, Birth is incredibly rewarding. Sadly, the film slightly lets its curtains swing early on, which allowed me to anticipate the film's final reveal. It is hard to say if Glazer wanted his audience to be in a guessing state and decided to provide some sort of incentive at the start to hook us, but accidentally showed too much in his attempt to edit the film, or does he intentionally gives us that nugget and solve it early on, and instead have our attentions be focused on exploring the internal drives of the film's character and its deeper themes? I think this is an issue that would only occur for those who are watching this for the first time. I want to believe that Glazer is urging its audience to search for something more than its bizarre premise that it was meant to symbolize meaningful for both the protagonist and the audience. Though in saying all this, I was never at all felt bored with what was presented to me. I was, throughout, engaged with the protagonist Anna, wanting to understand on how and what she is feeling with this sudden revelation. Glazer does not let Anna's entire psychological and emotional aspect be completely explained on the surface. It needs a bit-off effort from the viewers in order for the internal layers of the character to be revealed. This statement does not only concern for Anna, as the supporting characters in this film also were given the same treatment by Glazer. Glazer handles the film's tone effectively by allowing the film's ridiculous idea to be taken seriously, but not to the point where audiences are beaten over the head with it. He provides the film some breathing space, allowing the audience to see the film on how they want to see it. There were a couple of moments in this film where I laughed because I found the situation to be awkward, but I never at any of those points felt that I was being punished for not taking the situation seriously. I think the film's premise is one of the central reasons on why some people could not find themselves be completely engaged with this film. In order to find the gem in this film, one must not be too skeptical and instead be drawn into its emotions. The film seems to have many themes filling the air, but the one that truly stood out to me is the idea of closure. Anna is this broken-hearted individual that, after 10 years, simply wants to find a sense of closure to her past. Glazer ends the film with an idea that closure is the most difficult thing to do, especially when it concerns with love. Years can go by, and we do what we can in trying to move on, but memories and feelings of grief will forever stick until the very end. I was thoroughly impressed with Alexander Desplat's score. It was actually the first thing that caught my attention when the film started. There was this layer of hope and sadness in his composition, which reflects well with the emotions that the characters are going through in this film. I highly recommend this one. Glazer is definitely one of the best and most interesting directors. Let me know about your thoughts. And one more thing from now on, I will never tell you to subscribe my channel or hit the bell icon. If you like my narrative about movies, those things are up to you. Goodbye and have fun.